Hi, in this video, we're going to use Pythagoras' theorem to calculate the length of the hypotenuse. If you aren't familiar with the hypotenuse, go and watch the video before this one. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the right angled triangle. It's opposite the right angle. Today, we're going to label our sides. We always label the hypotenuse C, and we always label the short sides A and B. So just a reminder, this is the hypotenuse. Pythagoras' theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse, so C squared, equals the sum of the square of the other two short sides, A squared plus B squared. I want you to put this in a box, highlight this. This is Pythagoras' theorem. This is very important for this topic. This is the formula that we're going to use to find the hypotenuse. This says write Pythagoras' theorem for the triangles below. I'm just going to put Pythagoras' theorem up here. This is what we need to use. We're not solving anything, we're not finding the length of a side yet, we're just writing Pythagoras' theorem for the triangles we've been given. So part A, I've got P, M, and N. I've got P, M, and N. Let's label this. We always label the hypotenuse C. I'm going to write that here. Always label the hypotenuse C. Always. So let's do that. I'll pick a different color here. C equals P. A and B doesn't really matter. I might do A. I like to do A, the smaller one, but A and B are just the other two short sides. So let's write Pythagoras in general. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. What is C though? We said C equals P. So let's replace C with P. Replace A with N. N squared. And we said B equals M, okay, there should be an equals there. That's it. We've written Pythagoras' theorem for this triangle. Let's go and do it over here as well in part B. Here again, I've only got capital letters on the corners of this triangle. We will need to use those when writing Pythagoras' theorem. But first of all, let's label the hypotenuse C and the other two short sides A and B. We always label the hypotenuse C. So, C is Ln. Ln. So, first of all, let's write C squared equals A squared plus B squared. C is Ln. So, Ln squared. A is Lm, starting from L going down to M. And B is Mn, starting from M going to N, Mn squared. So we have written Pythagoras for these two triangles. Let's have a look at another question. Find the value of x in this triangle, first as a surd, and then be correct to two decimal places. So in this triangle, we've got a hypotenuse of x meters. We don't know, that's what we need to find. We've got 36 meters and 50 meters. The first step is here. Whenever finding an unknown side x, or you must label your triangle. And what do we always label the hypotenuse? C. The other two short sides are A and B. Step 2, okay. We need to write our formula. Which is the Pythagoras theorem. This is part A. So let's write Pythagoras theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So we've written our formula. Part 3, we need to substitute. So just like in sport, if you play soccer, one person comes off the field, another one goes on. Substitution in maths, you're replacing one letter here for a number, okay? You're replacing 1 for 1. So what did we label C? C equals X, A equals 36, and B equals 50. Now you need to get your calculator out. So here's my calculator. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do 36 squared plus 50 squared. So 36 squared plus 50 squared and equals 3,796. 3796 x squared. Now I don't want to know the value of x squared, I want to know the value of x. So the opposite of squaring is square root. So you need to square root 3796. Well, let's do that on the calculator. Square root of answer, which is 3796. This equals 61.6. However, the question here says leave as a surd. A surd is a square root that when you put it in your calculator, it's a decimal that keeps on going. It has no pattern. It is absurd. It's a surd. So that is our answer. We leave it like that. Part B, though, says answer to correct to 2 decimal places. So I know that x equals root 3796, and I just put that in my calculator, which gave me 61.6116. It keeps going. Let's write it to 3, so 61.611. So 61.611 keeps going. Here, when I round, I put a line after the second one. This is not 5 or above, so I'm not going to round. So you can answer it as 61.61 meters as 2 decimal places, or a surd of root 3,796 meters. So the final step here, you substitute it, then you solve. That's it for this video. Well done.